Speaking with BlueClaws manager Mark Parent. Mark, I just wanted to ask you about Jonathan Villar. Oftentimes seems like a guy that could take over a game and really give you a lot and kind of perform and excel out here. And you see him as a guy that could pretty much do great things at higher levels right now?
Oh yeah, he's so athletic and energetic at the same time, which is good. There's a lot of people who are athletic and not energetic. This guy's ready to go. Him and Castro, they have good motors. In other words, when the bell rings, they're ready to do whatever. And then, like tonight, we're seeing how he does in different spots. Like he led off today. He did a pretty good job. James has been a pretty good leadoff guy too, but mainly against left-handed pitchers, he's pretty good right-handed. A little bit better than James. Put him there, see if he can get something started for us. And then he comes up with a big left-handed home run. So he's up there in the talent pool when it comes to the Phillies organization.
I noticed a lot of times, he'll give you everything and seem like he can take over a game like he did yesterday with the 2 steals when he was on base that one time. Today, same thing, two huge hits, and then he can come up in a key spot and more or less, not show so much. How do you feel, and do you think that's him learning? How do you feel about that?
He's learning, like stealing bases. I mean, the 9-10 times he's been thrown out, been on first pitch fastballs when I give him a green light. So now he's starting to learn that he can peek in and see some signs and do the counts. Sometimes you have to fail, and our job is to, explain to him why he shouldn't have ran when he ran, and so on and so forth. I mean, here's a guy, he's still home twice off right-handed pitchers. I mean, he has that kind of ability running-wise, but when you talk about taking over a game, he can do that at times, but he is 19, and he just turned 19 at the beginning of the season. So there's certain times when you got to rein him in, but not very often. You want to let him play. You want to let him steal home, like James steal third today when he's looking at third base. He puts his head down. Go ahead. This is the kind of things, the tools they have. You want to let them show their tools. It's like when I have them bunt a guy over, I always let him try to drag that bunt for one pitch, although it's failed for James the last 2 times, but you let him drag one, and then they got to sacrifice. The second strike's mine, and they got to sacrifice. But they have that kind of ability where you got to let them play. You got to let them do things, and they're going to screw up, and you're going to scratch your head, and you go, why in the hell you do that? But at this level, I mean, we're not going for the world championship. We're trying to develop and see what they can do, and let them show us what they can do.
I just talked to Coach Steve Schrenk about, got an update about Jarred Cosart. It's going to pretty much be sidelined 2 to 3 weeks, and then begin a throwing sequence after that. Any other comments, and do you think he'll be all right going forward the rest of the season?
Oh, I hope he is. I mean, he's a big part of this club and a big part of this organization's future. So one of the things that you have to listen to is you have to listen to doctors. I mean, it wasn't nothing against the local doctor. The local doctor does a good job here, but they sent him to Philly so he can see the Philly guys, and you have to go with what the doctors recommend. Now, doctors and trainers nowadays have a lot more say than in the old days. A pitcher said, oh, I'm ready to go, and you go out there, and next thing you know, you're tearing something up. With that said, I mean, we're optimistic because they're letting him throw, after they shut him down. So I just think, it's a young arm. You need to give him a break. He's never went however many as he's went this year. So he's not going to get his 150, but he's going to maybe get his 100, hopefully.
He was pulled in that Saturday night start in the first inning. Pretty much pitch count was the main reason, approaching 50 or 40 pitches in an inning. And
I think he had 36.
Right.
What it is.
Okay. So you got a limit for the inning. You don't want to let him go past there. When was the realization of the elbow pain? Did he come up his side session between starts and realize it then, or was it maybe the day or 2 after?
No, it was when he went up into the clubhouse with the trainers. Our head minor league trainer was in town at the time, so they both got to test him out, and they decided to check him out with the doctors. I mean, this is a guy that has a big future, and they're not going to screw around with him. It's plain and simple, but it came that day.
Okay. And then one last thing, I saw Pat Gillick's in the house. Anything special that he's looking at here on the Blue Claws team right now?
No, he's just been out. He hasn't. He said that he's sorry. On the phone the other day, I talked to him. He said he's sorry he hadn't been able to see us, but he's been out watching the amateur guys for the draft. So he's been busy traveling all over the place. It's good to see him. He's an old friend of mine, so it's good to see Pat, and any input he'll have after these 2 days is going to be valuable for me, and hopefully it'll be something that we can pass on to the kids.
Anything you could share with the Shore Sports Network listeners as far as feedback on Blue Claws players from Pat Gillick right now?
He's impressed with, certainly our shortstop tonight. You can't defense walks, which something we haven't done. We haven't walked that many guys for this level. Tonight was the worst night I think we've had. We had 7 one other time, and tonight we had, I think, 8. But no, he's real big on single pin, and he's big on values coming along really well. And he can't wait to. He's probably going to go on the road trip and see Colvin down in his next start on the road, and now he has time to come in and see what the guys have done and how they've grown. And because he's been hearing about it, you want to see it for your own eyes, and it'll give him a chance.
Okay.